Hey guys, it's Frostglim here, back with another Clan War recap in Clash of Clans. And you can see in this war, we had the double Clan War event going on, basically. And that was really nice, because if you look at the award bonus, you would see over 2 million in gold and elixir, and over 12,000 in Dark Elixir. Really good there, and it just gave us a little bit more experience towards our next tier, which is always nice. So, viewing the map here, let's just go straight into my attacks first off here. My attack on number 2 wasn't super good, but at the same time, I kind of knew going into it. Last war recap, I explained what the best, what the best base to go over is for, using Bewitch, and if you haven't checked that out, I definitely recommend doing it, because if you want to know more about how to use Bewitch, it is definitely helpful for that. So, this really isn't a good base for it, just because it has so many enclosed and compact compartments. The skeletons, bowlers, and witches all just bunch up together, and it doesn't really work out very well. So, I knew that going into this attack, and probably should have done some kind of lava loon kind of thing, but for some reason I just decided not to. Not quite sure why it was going through my head, but either way, you can see we got the 2-star, and that's enough to win the war. So, either way, you can see our troops are charging in. I'm going to use the freeze spell. Going to miss the single target Inferno, but all it'll take out is a Golemite early on, so hopefully it won't be a huge issue. And you can see Lava Hound in the Clan Castle isn't a huge threat to us, but at the same time, it does distract my Queen and Witches for a bit, so that is a little bit of an issue, and definitely actually is, looking at here, a contributor to why this wasn't nearly as good of a attack, because all of our support units were just stuck on the Hound, while the tank units were all dying. So, you can also see that the pups were taking out a lot of skeletons, and even my witches a little bit there. So, definitely not the best attack I've ever done, but at the same time, it didn't really need to be. So, you can see we're going to get about 70%, but it's not going to be anything, you can tell it's not going to be a 3-star. So, we still have about like 5 or so witches left, which, don't get me wrong, that's a good amount of witches, but since there's nothing backing them up and they're getting, like I said, bunched up against the walls, it's really not helping that much, as you can see in the core right there. But either way, you can see, gonna get 70% right here, and not much more than that. Skeletons are dying about as fast as they can come out. And now the can's gonna lock onto the witches, and that will end the attack once these remaining skeletons die. Hacking away at that wall, but it will not help. Raid ends, and 70%. So it's a fairly good 2-star, so not going to complain that much there. On number 1, I'm really upset, because I went into this not completely thinking I would be able to get a 3-star on it, but I had in mind that it was definitely a possibility. But there were a couple minor mistakes that I made that sadly made it so that I could not get the 3-star. As you saw, I got 96% 2-star. Really close. It was an anti-3-star base right here. One key thing that I got wrong that probably single-handedly ruined the raid. What I needed was 3, because I've already told you in the past, witches are really good for flanking the sides. So I should have had 3 witches kind of zoom along this area towards that archer tower. But it ended up only like 1 or 2 ended up going, therefore the ones that did end up dying, and we didn't get the structures up at the top destroyed, making it so that we had a bunch of difficulties at the end of the raid. Kind of annoying, but I mean, it's hard to complain when you're attacking their number 1 and don't get the 3-star. I mean, you can't really expect that in any clan, really. But either way, you can see here, still doing fine here, but you can see there's only 1 or 2 witches up top, and they are going to die pretty quickly. And if there were more of them, then the archer tower would not have enough firepower to take out the skeletons, and then the witches would have taken out all those defenses to help out later on the raid. Would have been a very pivotal point, but sadly, it did not help. And as you can see, there is a Golemite tanking for a witch down there, but yet again, it's not going to be enough firepower to take out the wizard towers. Either way, you can see we still do have our heroes up, and it looks like we actually have a shot at this. But sadly, like I said earlier, it's not going to work out. Witch down there is about to die. Almost got that wizard tower down, but still has about 3rd HP. Archer tower is finally going to take out that witch at the top there. King's going down. As you can see, now we have about 2 bowlers, a witch, and some skeletons. Definitely not in our favor. I'm just going to double time this here. And if the witches had cleared the top there, then we would have, two things would have happened. A, we would have had enough time, and B, we would have had enough firepower to come down to the bottom here and take out those splash damage defenses, which would have been fine, but with the lack of time and the fact that the cannon and archer tower were picking on my heroes the whole time, kind of slowed us down. And like I said in the beginning, that was probably the one big thing that stopped us from being a 3-star. Either way, I mean, 96%, hard to complain there. So, as you can see, let's move on to our opponent's attacks. First, going into their number 3 against me was their most heroic attack, but at the same time, he only got 1 star. So, trying to lure the clan castle out, he kind of missed the first hog, which, not necessarily why he brought 2 hogs, but, I mean, it's kind of a good for him. So, either way, he's going to use his minions to take out the clan castle troops. Kind of questionable, considering he only had 10 of them, and now he has nothing for cleanup. And the haste spell, guys, just keep in mind, haste spells do nothing for damage. All they do is on movement speed, not attack speed, not damage, just movement speed. Don't use haste spells unless you want your units to move faster. So, one thing that a lot of people mess up there, and honestly, I mean, a lava loon would be very good for this base, but at the same time, it just doesn't really go according to plan. His lava hounds go in a little bit late, so some of his balloons die. None of the hounds tank for the core, therefore only a few balloons go in, and the few that do get annihilated instantly. Really not what you want. You want a big clump going into the core so that they can take out those defenses. And I mean, he's gonna get some of the defenses down, but it's not gonna be enough to destroy all of them. And since he only has his heroes on defense, that hound is gonna get completely destroyed. Pup's gonna be wiped out in seconds. Now he's basically just down to his heroes. So, if you didn't realize it, there's 3 Valkyries left in my clan castle. And this king here is just going to go in here, and he's only level 16. He's going to get raged, but the Valkyries are going to destroy the barbarians, and before he can use his raged ability to take him out, they take him out. So, you can see 2 Valkyries left. The queen is over here. She will end up taking them out with her ability, but, I mean, there's just not enough firepower, not enough time, and not enough health on his part to take out the rest of the defenses here. As you can see, he's got 1 minute to go as many buildings as he can get, but as you can see, core is completely untouched. There's no way he would get through that, and the bottom portion of the base has plenty of defenses left, so not even a close defense. I mean, 1 star, in my opinion, is not very heroic. I mean, I don't really care if you attack someone 2 bases higher than you. If you don't do well against it, it's hard to really say it's heroic. But either way here, let's go into our most heroic defense. And if you notice here, our number 3 against their number 2, I can't say this guy did super well here. He was trying to lure out the clan castle, and he does. But what happens is pretty simple. He uses his minions to take out the baby dragon and wizard. Again, now he has nothing to clean up, and yet again, don't use haste spells with, doing damage. Haste spells do nothing to help with your damage. I don't know quite what these people are thinking, but, I mean, I don't really know what's going on in their head. The wizard isn't even gonna go down. He had to think there what he was gonna do. You could see his pause. Sinton is king, but, he's gonna forget the ability with his, balloons and hounds going in. Should have deployed the balloons slightly before the hounds, so the hounds have a little bit more time to, a little bit less time taking fire. And as you can see, that Inferno Tower is going to rip through that maxed out hound there. Going to completely destroy it. And as you can see, this air defense right here is going to destroy 3 lava hounds before it dies. I mean, along with the help of other defenses. But as you can see here, I mean, there's the 3rd lava hound going on that air defense. It's going to die. Air defense is not dead yet. And as you can see, this really just was not a very well done attack here. You can see the entire left side of the base is basically still up. And there are only a few balloons left. And he didn't even save any of his minions for cleanup. I mean, he was basically counting on getting the 3-star, and even then he would be worried about time. So as you can see, that's it. There's only one lava pup left. He quits the raid, and that ends it there. So definitely a little bit worse on their part for this war, and definitely is why we came out victor. So guys, that'll do it for this war. Definitely was a fun one to do. Yeah, the 2 bases I attacked were the only ones that get 3-starred. Well, didn't get 3-starred anyway. But at the same time, when you're #1 player in the clan, it is a little bit more pressure on you to get those stars. So either way, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you gained a little bit of knowledge, and I'll see you in the next one.